So today's Booker's last day school day. I always like to do 1 or 2 recap videos so you have everything that we have worked on. Sorry, just laughing at him. Kind of in a controlled context so you can see all of our skills from start to finish. But then I also like to talk about what our next steps are and what are things to help just get them integrate into your day-to-day lives as much as possible. So let me move this out of the way. So first things first, leave it. Good boy. Reward motivation for Booker. It can be toys, which he's really excited about right now, or it can be treats. Also, you, the human, your praise, your attention are also really big things for him as well. He's non-discriminatory. He loves all the things. So you could use any of those 3 things, as you can see. Treats, toys, praise from people will have a range depending on your environment and depending on really what your threshold is. So be mindful, if you're in an area that's really difficult for him to focus, having something a higher value of reward will help him focus. Now, as he gets older, as you reinforce training skills, we can reduce the type of rewards that we are giving those dogs. So eventually you don't need a reinforcer besides saying, yes, good boy, and then keep going as he looks up. So, Booker. So first skill that we worked on is name game. Name game is where you call his name. He comes in front of you, he sits and looks directly for eye contact, like he's doing right here. I'm gonna mark it with a yes and walk away. And I'm gonna do it again away from him. So if I have him behind me, it's Booker. Booker. Yes. And if he gets distracted, if he gets a little, oh, what's that? Giving him a negative marker of, nope, we didn't do it right, and then reset, do it again. From now to about 1.5 years, he's going to be a little goofy, a little derpy, a little distracted. It's very common for this age range, and that's where you're reinforcing it in your daily life and play. So when it is a, hey, Booker, come here, sit, good. When you start using other commands on top of Booker, you're going to be able to have higher success rates. Everything builds onto each other like Legos. Leave it. Now, leave it command. We talked a little bit this when we did our one-on-one, but leave it is a non-discriminatory stop what you're doing disengagement. So whether it's toys, whether it's treats, whether it's the bunny, the pool man, it doesn't matter what it is, it's a leave it and you just stop and check in with me. So if I have, hi Booker, come here. So if I have a toy and he's playing tug with me, this is where I can tell him, leave it. Yes, he sits, he looks at you and then, yeah, good boy. He can get it right back or you can put the toy away. One of the things that I like with toy play when we do this is doing play disengagement, purposely getting him wild, purposely getting him crazy, and then using his name and leave it to have him stop and have an off button. Especially for this age range, especially with the jumping, it teaches that muscle memory. So Booker, come here. Oh, come here, good boy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm purposely getting him crazy. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Come on. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Yeah, that's your boy. Oh, pull, 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 pull. Oh, pull, 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 pull. Oh, pull, 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 pull. Oh, he's a strong dude. So he's crazy. We're excited. It's the best thing ever. And then Booker, leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Sit. Yes, good boy. So I'm going to choose to walk away. Come on. So I'm going to give him some praise, but the toy goes away. He doesn't always get to have the thing we left, but we're going to do something else instead. Come here. And we'll get praise. So when he gets pets, he gets love, he is happy as can be. That's good boy. That's what we want. If we were to do treats, we talked about doing this on countertops, but if I were to, no sir, not the jumping. So if I were to take that treat, drop it to the side, leave it, step in front of it, claim it as yours, sit. Yes, good boy. Leave it. Leave it afterwards and getting a yes or good doesn't automatically mean I get to take that treat. I get to take that item that I left it. He has to wait for that release command. Booker, okay. Okay is the release command that we've been using. I like to also pair it with his name. So Booker, okay. Similar to the place caught command, release is now I can go do the thing that I want. If he wasn't allowed to eat it or pick it up, that's where I say leave it, yes, and then I pick up that item that he was trying to go for. Come here, Booker. Place. Yeah, this is a different cot, buddy. Yes. Oh, is it scary? Come here. Booker. Come here. Come on. So when he is doing zoomies, when he is not listening, when he is showing his teenage shenanigans, this is where I like to pull out the slip leash. So this can be at home, this can be at the park. Come here. Good. That's where, okay, we lost our privilege. Time to focus. So now that I'm on that zip lead, now I can take that and, hey, come on. Yes, sit. Booker, sit. Hi. Booker, sit. So I'm going to give him an this is where I can reinforce the, hey, I need you to sit. He's not 100% focused on me. So if he's sitting, then or doing it down, then I can tell him place and walk away, dropping the leash, because we've built up the practice of doing that. But this is a brand new cot. He's actually never seen this particular cot, so it's a little different. It's higher up. It's a little bit more see-through. It might have a little bit more looseness to it. So he's like, what is this? But it's a good example of working a new environment, a new object that we're working on place. Sit. Yes, place. Waiting for that sit command. Waiting for that sit means that he's now engaged with me and focused. I'm not going to force him to sit. Come on. Yes. Good. Sit. Oh, bless you. Sit. Booker. Hi. And this is where I will tell you guys to take a breath and take a moment to let him have that time to process 30 to 40 seconds of a human word. Sit. This is the teenager work through. This is where he will test your boundaries and your patience. He's like, I'm on this new thing. I've never been on it before. I don't want to listen. I don't like this. So the more that you practice even new things, this will help reinforce it. Now, I'm not walking away from him. I'm not actively asking him something else. My body pressure is right here. Like you can feel, him and I can feel the feeling, if that makes sense. Sit. He is actively, when he drops his head down, he's like, no, I don't want to. I'm still on this thing, but I don't want to. Booker. Hey, sit. So let's try this. Can I ask him for a down? Good boy. I'm going to reward that. I'm going to reinforce place. Place. Now I can take a step. Down. Booker, down. Yes. Good boy. Down all the way. Good boy. Place. Okay. Yes. Good boy. Was it a very short place? Yes. But it got what I wanted, which is a pause and then release, and then we can do it again. So this is where, hey, if we had more time, if we were doing more things, I'd reinforce, okay, let's get you on, 3 other different types of place cots that we have here, and we're going to practice place on all of them. Now, you don't need to have a place cot to practice place. It's wherever you put him. So I know I sent you guys a video 2 weeks ago of working on like an office boundary where he couldn't cross the threshold of my office. Booker, sit. Good boy, place. And then can I walk away? Booker, come. Good boy. He's comfortable on the ground. He's like, yeah, cool, I got this, not a problem. In a sit or in a down stay, which is phenomenal. So sit, place. Sorry, I didn't mean to, come here. Didn't mean to put him out of camera sight. Come here, buddy. Sit, down. So when he itches himself, fair warning, it's displacement behavior. He could have an actual itch, but it's also like I itched myself, I just reset myself. Down. Place. So can you sit, down, place. Good. This is where can you do unload the dishwasher and have him in place. Can you load the groceries in? Leave it. Can you load groceries or unload groceries from the car? Place. And he's working on a place command. The more that you can practice this, okay, good boy, yes, the better he's going to be. The more that we practice inconsistently consistent in any of our commands, you're going to have a higher threshold. Now, we talked a little bit about leash work when we were in person. So you want to make sure that it's nice behind his ears. You have your slip leash, the little nodule, put it right here. I should still be able to stick fingers underneath there, but it doesn't want to go all the way down here. Again, we want it up on the neck where there's more muscles and tendons. Just to reinforce, one hand is going to be your anchor hand. This is the hand that holds the leash. He's never going to leave you. This hand is going to be your talking hand. Now, rule of thumb is that whatever side that you want to walk him on is the side that you're going to have a talking hand. So if I wanted him on the right, change my anchor, this is the hand that's going to talk to him. So when I say talking, it's sliding in the leash to say, hey, I need you to focus. Or if we switch, hey, I need you to focus. So, good boy. So when you're walking him, it is a right to walk right next to you. This is basically a modified heel where his body is in line with your body. So let me back up a little bit so you can see. So from his nose to his butt is in line with your body center. We never want his tail to be above us. I'm okay with a little bit of dragging behind, but not like a whole leash behind. Come on. When you're doing walking and he's not listening, what I like to say is as you're walking, you can do up to 3 tugs and releases to get him to focus. So if I hit 1 with me, 2, he doesn't do it, 3, the next time you need to correct him, that's where you can drop the leash, walk backwards a couple steps until he's with you. Good boy. Second back in. Okay, let's go. Can we walk back up to where we are? Now, when we see a person, when we see distractions, let me use a visual for you guys. About here. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so if that green cot is a dog, is a person that he's excited to see, that's where if I'm walking this way and the dog's walking towards us, I can have Booker on the side and I tell him leave it and I need him to focus. But you can also help yourself out by having him on the other side. So this is where having flexibility on walking left or right comes in handy. Because if there's that dog and I bring him to my right side, this is basically like a leave it command where I'm in front of him saying, this is mine with my body. Now, I don't recommend doing this, but it's, hey, with me, leave it, let's go. Good boy. And if you're gonna turn, that's where you can just, whoop, let's switch sides. Leave it, let's go, good boy. And you're naturally gonna block him. If he's being ridiculous, you can turn into him. So circles, where now, come on. He has to stay along the lines. Basically where his shoulder is where your leg is. You can also do outward circles. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, but he has to keep up with you. Good boy, Booker. Just good boy. With the jumping, it's a lot of front loading. It's a lot of front end work. So when we see something that we're excited, it's, hey, can we sit? Yes, good boy. Okay, now we can go say hi. I need you back over here. Come on, can we sit again? Good boy. Really using your body to step into him if you need to. He's very responsive. And then when it's time to say hi to a person, that's where having him here, he's in a calm position, and saying, okay, go say hi. Now this is where having a treat, now he's gonna follow your hand like it's a magic wand. Now, if you're like, my hand's gonna be eaten, you can hold your treat in one of a couple ways. You can hold it like this. So he's well, this is a big one, say it's half. So my thumb's covering it. So he's gonna lick, but he can't bite at it. So this is where I can lure him with my hand, but he can't get the treat, but he smells it. So when you come up to that person, say hi, he gets pet, 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 then I give him the treat and we walk away, where he's so focused on that. It helps deter the jumping, but it also gives him a positive to focus on instead. You'd only have to do that a few times before he's gonna be like, okay, hey, what's up, how you doing? That's a good boy. You have such a sweet dog. You really do. The teenager in him is a little tough. You got some stubbornness and he's like, do I really have to listen to you? And that's where the biggest thing I want to tell you guys is take a breath. How can we find ways in your day-to-day without making a big training deal? You know, you're on the dishwasher, you're asking for place at the doorway, put him on a belt leash and he's attached to you, are all great things to get him to pay attention to you. He is going to mature once we hit that 1.5 year mark very quickly after that, because he is a bigger dog, but he knows what the expectation is. It's just reinforcement of it. Yes, go boy. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Kind of the next steps after this. I know you guys are traveling over the summer. He is a great candidate for therapy or service work, especially therapy work because he is such a love bug. But again, what are your expectations? What would you like to see? A little bit of reinforcement here and there is always a good way to do it. If you're ever interested in doing more D-school down the line, just so he's more mentally and physically tired when you guys are back from traveling, happy to help. It can be a little bit more ad hoc time frame. He just smells good. Good boy. But I'm here for you guys. So if there's ever any issue, you're more than welcome to call me or shoot me a text. But it's been an absolute pleasure working with this kid. You got a special one on your hands. I hope you guys have a great summer and great travels. And then I'll send you some graduation pictures as well.